qualifying them, nurturing them. You have that strategy call with them, and then it seems like you end up in constant follow up, or even worse, during the call, you hit that objection wall, that sales wall, and you don't know how to move the client forward to join your coaching program and get them the results that you want. Today, we are talking about objections. And I want to give you a few simple things that you can start to implement into your sales system to make sure that when you get clients on the call, not only are they asking to work with you, but you're solving those objections before the end of the call. Sound good? Let's dive in. The main objections that we come across and that we find a lot of our clients come across are these keys. So we've got time, we've got money, and of course, is it going to work for me? Now, you can address these objections at any time in your sales flow. And I highly recommend doing this before they actually turn up for the call. This is the whole reason why you'll see to the side I've got a gap in my logo here, because I think that this is the number one thing that people forget is that between someone getting on a call with you, someone booking a call with you and actually showing up to the call, you need to make sure that you deal with the objections then and there. How awesome is it if you get to the end of the call and you let them know what you're offering and how you can help them and how it all works, and there's no questions? All they say is, "Great, how do I pay you?" Yeah, that's what we want to get to when it comes to doing this. Now, those that are jumping on live, I hate talking to myself, so please say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment replay below so I can reach out and say hi to you as well. So let's first off deal with the time objection. So, one of the best ways that I've found to deal with, hey, I just don't have enough time for coaching right now, is to offer things that can work with them whenever they feel that they are free. So, and this is probably one of the biggest gaps with one on one coaching compared to group coaching, but you can even implement this with one on one coaching as well. Offer recordings. If you record your masterclasses, record your sessions, you have them in a portal, people can access them at any time. And I remember one of the first people that I worked with, they were like, "I want to be able to make money when I sleep." This is the best way to do that, while also creating an amazing resource for your clients to help them get to where they want to be. So if you bring up in your marketing during your sales call that you have recordings available to your clients, so if they miss the sessions, they can jump in whenever they want, it gives you a really easy way to completely remove that objection from their list. The next one is money. Now, one of the first things that I'll say to you is that I am of the belief that the more value a client sees is really based on your price point. And the more someone commits, the more value that someone puts to your package, the more they're going to commit and the better results they are going to get from your coaching. Those of you that are in the pro bono world right now, you know that people aren't showing up. They're not doing the work because they're not committed to the result, because they're not paying for it. Have a think about the last time that you bought something really, really expensive. You saw so much value in that and you made sure you used it. Whereas I'm sure many of you that are watching this right now know that you've purchased, maybe free books or free worksheets or downloads, and you've probably never looked at them, right? I can hand on heart say that a couple of months ago, I bought a $300 software package and I've never touched it. Whereas if that package cost me 3-4 grand, I would make sure I'm using it. So going back to the objections around money, what I want you to think about with this is, yes, we can do things like offer payment plans. And this is a great way to build rapport with clients as well. There's an option for payment plans of giving people maybe a lower package. So maybe you can downgrade them to a lower price point to get them in, get them started, build that rapport and trust to help them move forward. But please make sure it's something that you're aligned with. And please make sure that people are paying you in a timely way for your service. You don't want to offer a $50 a week payment plan for a $5,000 program, because I'm guessing that your clients are going to finish with you in that package before they finish paying it off, which means that you go from being a coach to being a debt collector. And we don't want to have to deal with that stuff. When it comes to the actual sales call, there is one simple thing that you can ask people at the end of the call. Please never say, "Do you have any questions?" All I want you to ask is, where do they want to go from here? And if the money objection comes up, don't jump into justification. Don't give them all of the information and all of the value and try and prove to them that your package is worth that price, because that's just going to make them run away. What you want to do is get to their level. And the simple way to do that is to ask them a simple question. What could you afford? Get them to tell you where they are at and what they can afford. And if they mention to you a price that works into one of your programs, that's what you offer them. Makes it really hard for them to say no, because they've just told you that that's what they can afford. And if they bring out further objections from that, then you know that the issue is actually not money. There is something else going on that you've got to play with. So that's how we eliminate the money objection. The next one is it going to work for me? And the best way to deal with this is before the call. This is probably one of the biggest ones. And the easiest way to do it is with social proof. Nobody in their right mind is going to tell someone that their business, that their service isn't good, right? And let me put it this way, I've seen some pretty outrageous claims out there. Don't get me wrong. There are people that are offering transformations and offering results that just aren't possible to deliver. If you've had a marketing coach or a business coach turn around to you and say, "Hey, I'm going to make you 40 grand in 3 months as a startup coach," I'm sorry, but that's just not going to work. And any of you out there that are established coaches, you know that if there is no audience and no list and you've got to build your brand, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's going to be very difficult to earn $40,000 in your first 3 months of starting up a business. So read into that marketing, and please come from a place of integrity and don't guarantee results that you can't provide. But is it going to work for me? Instead of telling people how awesome your business is, we don't need to do that. We want our past clients to do that. So think about all the people that you've worked with that have gotten a great result from your coaching. Get them to jump onto their phones and do a quick 30-second video, 45-second video, letting people know where were they at before they met you, where are they now, and what did they get from working with you? What was working with you like? You take that video, you make it part of your social media, you use it to tell people a story of what that client achieved working with you. And the is it going to work for me objection? Gone. The more social proof that you collect, the more results you show your audience, the easier it's going to be to get people on the phone that are ready to work with you, knowing that if it's worked for those people, it's going to work for them as well. So, top tips from this video. Solve the objection before they get on the call. Never ever ask, "Do you have any questions?" Because what's that going to do in their mind? If I tell you all right now, don't think about a blue tree. What pops into your head? A blue tree. So what we need to learn from this is that psychologically, our brain doesn't listen to no. So if you're telling people, "Hey, do you have any questions?" They're going to start thinking of questions. Whereas if you say, "Hey, where should we go from here?" Fingers crossed, they turn around and say, how do we get started? How do I pay you? It's as simple as that. Now, if you want more information on objection handling and how to overcome some objections that you've come up with or that you've come across, I'd love you to comment solve my objections below. And I'll get one of my success coaches to reach out and run a strategy with you. Have a chat about where you're at now, what you're dealing with, and how to move forward faster. I'll see you in the next awesome level up training video. Thank you for those that have joined me live. And I will really, really look forward to talking to you all soon.